Well, last year when we got them, I liked the idea when we received them, and I was really looking forward to the training and everything that was in the description. So that was a great part, and the training was great as well. I, however, was hoping that I would receive more of the experience or training that will help me use the iPads beyond just the substitution. And I did, however, I did not quite understand it at the time. So I needed to develop my own ideas around the iPad as opposed to using other people's, because I could not fit them into my program. So the experience that I had was last year was a little bit difficult for me to figure out what to do with them, because I had not done it before, not with so many of them at the same time. So the experience at first was a little bit scary, absolutely, but then I quickly realized how I could use it, and especially tied with the inquiry-based learning. For example, this year, quite unplanned, the students started telling me about the dead birds that had been hitting our windows, and they were quite alarmed by the number of birds they had found. And so I wanted to look into that to see what we could do, and so that's how the inquiry started. I thought that I needed to go into this to build on their interests, and I developed a plan as to what we could do. We started to make bird cutouts to that's what we found out online, that what we could do is to stop them from flying into windows is to put these hawk cutouts on the window. And that's how it started, really. And the grade 6 sent us a letter which really helped a lot to shape the inquiry. And the letter was around why we're doing this, what was happening, and do other schools have the same problem with birds crashing into their windows. So we developed the whole thing. I divided the class into groups. We had 5 groups because there were 5 questions actually. So each group had to answer the same question. Now the best part about that was the technology was used throughout the plan as substitution as well, but also as redefinition. So basically all along that continuum. So first some of them just had to learn about certain types of birds from Pebble Go, for example, whereas others, the question was, do other schools have the same problem? Well, they need to find out what schools were in the community. They need to find out who the principal is. They need to send an email to find out whether they had the same problem or they had to report back to the grade 6s. And so it was a wonderful experience. It was a very organic and disorganized experience, if you will, but I think in the end it helped me understand what inquiry is. The best part, though, was that the iPads were used the entire time for different reasons, and what I really liked was the fact that they loved emailing principals and getting back answers. So they had to do research, look at information, organize the information, to categorize the data, analyze it, report back. So that's one thing that I really liked, and it became this humongous inquiry where technology was used, where there are different kinds of analytical skills were used when they were using information to learn something new. They were communicating with different kinds of experts in the community, because I brought in an expert, if you will, but through email, and Professor Norris did email us back, and so did Amy, and so it was great for them to see that their efforts were actually validated by people who really study these kinds of problems, or any kind of a problem, and all that thanks to one tiny iPad.